Hi, my name is Amy Carroll. As a communication coach and trainer, I often share my success stories and my less than success stories to help people learn to become more powerful communicators. Today, I've got one of those less than successful stories. Here's what happened. A couple months ago, I was leaving a class, heading to the train station. I checked the time on my phone and realized that the train was just about to arrive, and I was still like 3 minutes from the station. So I started running. I got to the station. I saw my train all the way down on the platform, and I thought, no, this is a sign. It should have already left, so I'm going to see if I can catch it. I start racing to the end of the platform. And just like I'm 20 seconds away from the train, and I see the train conductor. He sees me. He looks that way at me, turns back, blows the whistle, and hops on the train. I couldn't believe it. The guy's going to leave without me. Well, I was already in a forward motion, so I just kept running. And amazingly, the train still didn't pull away. And when I got to the last car, I pushed the button, the door opened up, and I hopped in. I was feeling pretty good about myself. So the next thing I decide, though, in that moment, I was like, I'm just going to be like playful partner with this train conductor. And so when he came into the car, I got up, walked over to him to show my ticket to him. And in very playful French, I said to him, "Thanks for waiting for me." And he said to me, "I didn't want to." I was so shocked. I mean, you thought the guy had slapped me across the face. And the thing that bothered me the most, I realize now, is like I took it as a rejection to my invitation to play partner. And also, in reality, the other problem was that I was very much attached to him behaving a certain way. All right, so what happened next, it got ugly really fast. He went predator, I went predator, he went predator, and we were just like going downhill fast. And I kept trying to pull myself up to partner, and it kept slipping down to snarky predator. Now, the only good news about this was that my train trip was 6 minutes long, so I was able to get off the train rather quickly. And I should confess something else. The class that I had just come from, it was a yoga class. Yeah, I went predator after a yoga class. I mean, is there any hope, right? No zen. So when I got off the train, then my inner critic kicked in. And you'd think he had a megaphone in my head going, "Oi, Amy, girl, you're a terrible human being. You just went predator on a person who's just doing their job." I felt horrible. And as a result, I thought, oh my God, this inner critic is just going to keep running around my head for the next, 48 hours, beating me up for this horrible thing I did. And then something surprising happened. In my head popped the concept of NVC, something called nonviolent communication. Now, NVC is cool because it teaches you how to have empathy for yourself and for others. And so in that moment, when I had that thought, I then asked myself, Amy, what need did you have in that moment? Why were you wanting to be playful? And I realized that was my need for connection. And I will often use the strategy of playfulness in order to connect with friends and with strangers. And what was amazing was just having that awareness and that aha and that realization gave me this flood of relief, this self-empathy of, I understood that was my rationale. Now, it didn't justify or excuse my behavior, because that was not cool what I did. Though it gave me this self-compassion and a relief. And that then led me to ask myself, well, if I were to go predator again, if somebody else went predator, say I was being playful, they go predator, how could I stay partner in that moment? And so it motivated me for the future. It is so cold out here, people. I'm almost finished my story. All right, so the last couple of insights. A couple days later, I was telling the story to a friend, and I then found myself having empathy for the train conductor, because I was thinking, he probably felt pretty stressed because the train was already late. He was maybe even feeling embarrassed because we both knew he wasn't wanting to hold the train for me. And if I was really honest, my comment to him probably sounded pretty passive aggressive. I mean, and unconsciously, maybe that's really what I was wanting to say to him, though I wasn't willing to admit that to myself in the moment. And then the last learning was realizing that I was attached to the outcome. And here's the thing, these skills of partner work so often, so frequently, so consistently that when they don't work, I'm often taken by surprise. So that was just a really good reminder for me of, hey, sometimes you're not going to get what you want. So my job is to be partner every chance I can get, and if I get the outcome I want, great. If I don't, I don't. My job is to stay partner no matter what. So feel free to sign up for my social media. Click on the link below, and also if you want to check out my book, The Ego Tango. Thanks for tuning in, and happy partnering.